Okay, it's time now to look at some of the week's stories that impact branding and brands. Branding expert, friend of our show, and host of the Chatter That Matters podcast, Tony Chapman, in the house, rocking the, I think, Air Force Ones and a Chili Peppers.
There we are. Aren't they?
Yeah, very cool.
Sweet wheels.
Always coordinated, Tony. I love it.
And I'm a huge Chili Peppers guy, so I really love the shirt, Tony.
Beautiful.
But I love talking about this. This is interesting. You talk about rebranding and getting attention for your brand and your product here. Food Banks Canada launching a new platform using the rallying cry LFG, which I hear a lot at skate parks, but the F isn't Freakin'. But so there's a twist on this here. So what's the deal? What do you make of this?
What they're trying to do is to remind people, rather than just going with the austerity element of the food bank and the sense of desperation, they want to talk about the greatness that food brings. Mm-hmm. And they want to talk about the fact that everybody deserves that greatness, a shot at greatness, and it all begins with food in your belly. So I think it's a really refreshing way of the food bank, because we're getting so overpowered by the 10 million Canadians living with food insecurity, and the fact that they're just putting a different play on it, saying we all deserve a fair chance. I think it's just smart rebranding on their part. Turns the negativity and impossibility, how can we do anything? We're just getting overpowered by this, to the sense that things are possible. So I really like this concept of let's feed greatness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always good when you can find a different angle to try to get people's attention. That's refreshing.
And you feel like you're doing something positive with your money. I mean, it's like instead of that Dutch boy, I've got to figure out how am I ever going to stop all this problem. You're saying, we can make a difference. So full kudos to these guys.
Yeah,
for
from
great branding.
Guilt to empowerment.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you should be in marketing. Come on.
I know. What am I doing?
Just quit right now. I could use you on my business.
Hire me, Tony.
Please don't.
Okay. All right, turning to this now. Maxwell House rebranding something into the Maxwell apartment. What is this about?
Well, they're trying to get a twist to remind people that, I loved Maxwell years ago, good to the last drop. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a desperate act. Kraft has done some brilliant stuff in the past with kind of a playful, mischievous twist on their marketing to get people to create attention. This concept of Maxwell apartment, I don't connect apartment to coffee. I don't think this fits it. It's like when IHOP went to IHOB for burgers. Everybody's upset and then was kind of smiling, going, what a great way to remind you to now selling burgers. To me, this one is so disenfranchised and detached from coffee. I just think they're just trying to create a bit of attention, but I'm not sure it's going to bring me back to the Maxwell House
sort
brand.
Of too cheeky.
I would
by
go
half.
back to that good to the last drop and talk about affordable coffee. Have you seen the price of coffee in grocery stores now?
Yeah.
It's wild.
Oh my God. So if they could come in with an affordability and taste play, to me, that's where I would have put Maxwell versus trying to say apartment, lease, 12 months, rent.
Condo,
house. Like, how far do you want me to go before I get back to your coffee? So I wasn't a fan of this.
Okay, interesting take, Tony. In the meantime, Mrs. Vicky's doing an interesting local collab in Canada with some Italian restaurants, kind of bringing some local flavor to the bags of chips.
Quick history lesson. 1993, Miss Vicky's cooked it with peanut oil. They don't anymore. Farm fairs, people loved it. Became 1% of the market. Frito-Lay buys it. Frito-Lay preserves the kettle-cooked, Miss Vicky's boutique element of the brand, and this is a great example. I mean, first of all, the package looks like it's very artisan. The fact that they're working with local restaurants, I love. It creates flavor. Flavors is what forces you back into the category. I haven't had chips in a while. I normally go to Salt and Vinegar all dressed. I'm going to try this, see what it's like.
Right.
And so for all of these reasons and more, and this is another limited edition, much like Maxwell House apartment, it'll come in, create some noise. If one of these flavors actually takes off, it'll be part of their rotating shelf. But I'll tell you something, Frito-Lay, if you're listening, stop taking my sweet chili heat off the shelf to replace it. That's my favorite chip.
Best
I go
flavor.
back there. I know. And
I
they take it off to bring these on. But I do actually think this is a kind of innovation that's fun. And it's also doing a good thing because it's supporting local Canadian restaurants. And the chef can come out, talk about the flavor, create a lot of noise, earn media, which we're doing today. So kudos to Frito-Lay. They're a smart marketing group, and I give them 5 stars to this one.
Yeah, it's kind of win-win. You buy the chips, you go to the restaurant, you want to try the food, so there you go.
It's kind of it's a cycle there.
Are you applying for this job now? Like, you're just getting better and better. What the hell are you doing here?
I try to impress you, Tony.
I'm just teeing up Jen, and then we'll talk Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I'm supposed to be the marketing guru. She comes in and throws in all the ideas.
No kidding.
Yeah, it is a great cross-traffic idea. And, who knows, down the road, you might even have an offer, a free appetizer by Miss Vicky's come to the restaurant.
There you go.
And then that would be a great way. I'm just trying to build on your idea. But, it's all of this stuff is about attention. It's the oxygen of marketing. It's the oxygen of life. You need attention to build an audience. And that's what I think all 3 of these are trying to do in different ways. 5 stars to the food bank, 5 stars to Miss Vicky's. Maxwell Health's apartment kind of left me with the key in the door.
Okay, well, you always bring some oxygen into this show. Tony Chapman, appreciate this. We'll see you, I guess, in about 10 days' time because you're heading out, but we'll see you late next week.
Next week we'll be back.
Okay, sounds good, Tony.
Thanks so
much.